Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
And we are now live for another awesome episode of Indie Creator Spotlight, powered by the Dorkening Podcast Network. And we have an amazing show for you today. I'm excited about tonight's guest. But as always, we have Patsy. How's it going, my friend?
Going pretty well. Doing all right. I'm very excited for our guest today.
Yeah,
I know we only have a quick time today, but it's definitely going to be worth it.
Totally. And this is the third show for No Fear, which is absolutely love it. Would you like to introduce our awesome guest?
I would. If you are a fan of lots of different types of dramas, including Blue Bloods, Fringe, NCIS, Criminal Minds, FBI, Most Wanted, you will recognize this young lady. She plays Wendy in No Fear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Amy Carlson. Amy, thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
I am so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're very happy to have you because we're both huge fans of the film No Fear. Like we said, this is our third show because we weren't able to get everybody all together because you guys have such hectic schedules, and we totally understand that. So we're just happy that we have you and that we're able to talk with you about, the various aspects of the film.
Cool.
Yeah, and especially your character, because it's such a pivotal role. Would you like to describe yourself for within No Fear?
Wendy is she's a teacher, and she's kind of, she's very down to earth and loves her niece and nephew and her husband, and she's just a very unassuming person who accidentally spills blood on an ancient ritual book.
Isn't that always the way how it works?
Wendy, poor Wendy. I was like, Wendy, why'd you cut your hand right away?
See, OSHA would have been all over that. You were cutting towards yourself. You're supposed to be cutting away. I mean,
I know, right?
That's the first thing, And you always have to assume that in a creepy basement, there's some sort of demonic ritual book. So you definitely don't want to cut yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we talked to Jameson and Adam about it, and it's like, why did your character, and I know you don't know the backstory of it, but a family died in it, and you find this evil book, what drew your character to start playing around with it?
Oh, I think she just really loved the real estate. Wendy's very trusting. She never thought that any evil beings, she's the kind of person that, there could be a murder happening in front of her in the neighborhood, and she was like, oh, they're just arguing, I guess. I don't know. No, she's not that stupid. The thing is how is she supposed to know, I love the fact that Donald, the husband, right away is like, oh, I'm taking stuff from the basement, and I was like, never take stuff from the basement, like the previous owner's stuff. So she just goes, why would she not open a box? Incorrect way to open the box, though. That's really her fatal flaw. As you said, has to be away from the strike away. But other than that, she's just trying to do the best she can with what she's got. Like we all are, right? She's like the average Wendy.
See, I looked at her as someone who's just naturally curious and inquisitive, and being a teacher, there's that, desire to learn and educate yourself because, hey, maybe I can, find something cool to show to my class. Like, who knows what's in this creepy basement? It's like, all right, we got some weird mannequins over there. That's awesome. Those are staying far away. Maybe cover them with a sheet. But hey, look at fun old books. Like, you never know what you're gonna find. It's like maybe it's an original copy of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You don't know. Maybe there's some cool stuff in there that you can sell on eBay or Antiques Roadshow or something.
I think it's my mind with Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
See, that's actually, and truth be told, like now that we're talking about Wendy, when I worked on the character, I decided that she's one of those people that loves puzzles. So when you see in the beginning, when she's like, oh, cool. Like what she likes the most about that whole thing is that she gets to solve this puzzle. Like she's like, oh my God, like she's the one who's obsessed. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like trying to figure out, break the code. And Jamie is obsessed with, Jamie's the girl, right? Mallory's character's name is Jamie. Okay. It's been a while, guys.
Yes.
When I did watch the movie, but I still think of the actors as their real names, and I'm always like, what's her character's name? Sometimes it's, but anyway. So Jamie's like, she's also a puzzler, but more in terms of ghosts and finding out, her whole deal. But Wendy, I think she takes off from her Aunt Wendy a little bit, and Wendy likes to sort things out, figure out the puzzle.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like it definitely, it seems like that's a personality trait that, I think most of us have. It's like, oh, I wonder what this is, and I've been in these situations where like I've been outside and it's like I hear something rustling in the leaves and I'm like, what is that? It's kind of further down this embankment. Let me go down. No, I've seen movies. Whatever it is can just stay down rustling in the leaves because I've seen Slither and I've seen all these things. I'm going inside.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you don't want to be the last one there when everyone's left and there's like a creepy noise or.
Yeah. So this type of film seems a little bit, at first glance seems a little bit outside your normal wheelhouse, but to me this was less of a horror film, and this is what we discussed with the other folks from the movie. Less like a horror film and more of a really intense, dramatic film, with some supernatural elements to it. Mm-hmm. So in a way, this kind of is right in your wheelhouse. Like this is the type of thing, especially given your TV career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to really make her human, and when I read the script, I was like, oh, this is really creepy. This will be really fun to play. And I love those moments that it's actually, it was a good challenge because when you're shooting in that independent film realm, like really, it was just, you're just moving so fast. I remember it was really late in the middle of late at night, and we did the shot where I see something on the other side of Donald, and I'm like, I can see past him, and we had about 5 minutes to get that shot. I think we did it twice, and I was so. When you're in that situation as an actor, you have to really be prepared and have everything ready to go. Otherwise, it's just flat. So it was a lot of intense preparation.
We actually brought up that scene in one of the last shows. That was a super powerful scene because, as he's turning, like the darkness starts to envelop, you both. And that was just the way it was shot and the way you guys acted, especially you with the fear of what's behind them. It just really gave that scene a punch.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew when we shot it, I was like, I hope this is as creepy as it feels because I just think that's always a great thing that when someone's looking at you or in the scene and something you you don't want to turn around. It's like, what are you seeing? So
it's almost like that primal fear, of back in your lizard brain of the feeling that your ancestors had. It's like, okay, this is how the cavemen felt because they knew an animal was stalking them, and they just you have that intense fear. So have you were you able to kind of draw on any of the other characters you've played, or was this just a completely new character that you created for this situation?
This is a totally new character for me. And also a new genre because I was like, I've never done a horror movie, but really it's kind of the same as acting, but I just created Wendy straight from scratch and just invented what she was interested in kind of, this idea of her being a puzzler, and that opened up, this curiosity. And yeah, and then I had to like make some really interesting decisions, because like there's that scene where she burns her hand and becomes kind of possessed, and I was asking Jameson early on, like, what is happening here? Because you have to figure out how to motivate that as an actor, like take your hand and put it in the meat. And I was like, well, so is this demon making me do this, or am I in a trance? So we worked out some of the points of that. I don't know. But that was like one of my favorite scenes to do. Just like burning the meat, sticking the hand in the meat, the makeup artists they were so into it. They were like, that to them was like dream job. Make burnt hand look real. They were just like really excited about it. And I thought they did an amazing job. I thought the makeup looked really real on my hand.
Yeah, I think that's definitely that's a unique scene, because like there's a lot of scenes in films where characters will self-harm because of some sort of outside force or intervention, but usually it's for this really dramatic effect, like the Evil Dead remake comes to mind, where the girl's cutting her tongue or her cheek or whatever. But like this one it's very different, because it's almost innocuous, and it's like, oh, I burned my hand. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just kind of dazed. Oh, I must be tired. You'll kind of like you can pass that off, as opposed to, why did you cut off, 2 of your fingers, like Jolie Richardson in The Color Out of Space? Like, it's like, oh, that's a lot harder to explain than, I don't know. I must have, I certainly didn't slowly drop my hand down onto the cooking hamburger and just hold my hand there.
Well, there's actually some psychology behind that. And it's called the call of the void. It's like that feeling of, doing some type of self-harm, like if you're near a cliff, thinking about, just for a split second jumping off it. And that's what I took from that scene.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, putting your hand in the meat, oh my God, that was so, very, very squirmish. We do have the trailer, so I'm going to play this right now. So No Fear is out right now. There's a link in the show notes down below or above. We urge you definitely check it out. I've watched it 3 times myself already. Amazing movie, but here we go.
Nice place.
Thanks. You want to help us move some boxes?
Yeah, sure.
It's like it's written in code. Read incantation. Did you hear that? Scratching in the walls. I heard it in this house. Right behind you.
What the hell is going on?
Me and Wendy found this book in the basement.
Look, the ritual allows you to identify the demon using these abilities. 3 senses divided to 3 people. 1 person to see the demon, another person to hear the demon, and another to speak the demon's language. I have this terrible feeling like we're being watched.
I'm hearing things you guys can't.
I see something
This almost gives me the creeps.
right there.
You can't possibly believe that any of this is real.
Of course I do.
Where's Jamie?
Videre. Audite. Dicere. Do it now!
Jamie.
So awesome. So No Fear is out right now. Definitely check it out. So when we were talking to some of the cast members, they were talking about the house was possibly haunted. Did you have any experiences there?
I thought it was possibly haunted too. It was there was just some weird energy in that house. But I also am of the mind that whatever you're working on, whatever story you're creating when you're doing a film or on set, like the whole cast and the crew is experiencing that same story, and working out that in real time. So like, what was that word that you used, Leo, where you have the urge to jump?
Call of the Void?
Yeah, the Call of the Void. It's
Call of the Void.
Yeah, it has a French name as well. I guess some French scientists have or psychologists came up with it. But yeah, it's that urge to, self-harm, when you're just for that split second, like if you're driving and you get that split second, oh, what happens if I turn the wheel or something like that?
Right.
L'appel du vide.
What is it? What is it?
L'appel du vide. The appeal of the void.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Yes.
So I feel like whenever, like for instance, that day, like everyone is working on l'appel du vide. They're thinking about it there when I burnt my hand. And so it seems natural to me that if we're working on this house being haunted, that people would be seeing things and feeling energy, feeling any sort of spirit elements that are coming from the house. So that makes sense to me, because it felt like sometimes there was just some bad vibes in different corners.
I think you can also like convince yourself, almost like a psychosomatic, reaction. It's like, man, this thing looks creepy, and like you're shooting at night and you're shooting creepy scenes, so you can, even if there isn't energy there, you're manifesting it yourself, and then everyone's going to feed on each other. So it's like, oh wow, did you guys see that? I didn't. No, just me. No, but I heard something.
But I was also there, like my stuff was all kind of shot. They were there for another week after I left, because I'm not in a lot of, Wendy is out after a little bit. And so I was like shot out at the beginning. So I think the longer that they spent there, the creepier it got. So maybe it got like more and more haunted as time went on.
Kind of like one of those things, the longer you stare, the worse it gets.
Yeah, exactly. And, not that much creepy stuff happened when I was there, but I definitely the vibe. When you're sitting in a dark room, it's really late at night, and you're waiting to do your work. Like I was waiting to do my work in this room that was doubling as a bedroom and like a changing room. And so there were all these racks of clothes around me, and then they're shooting in the next room, like somebody like harming themselves, fighting against a demon. You're sitting there, you're just starting to be like, this is really getting creepy. Like, yeah. Like, I don't like this anymore. You feel that energy.
You're probably also experiencing pareidolia, where it's where your brain sees something and tries to make sense of it. Like the stone face of Mars isn't actually a face. When you see shapes in the cloud, that's pareidolia. Like your brain is trying to make sense of like a weird shape. It's like, you're talking about, that pile of clothes in the dark room. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a monster coming to get me. Oh no, it's just my coat hanging on the back of a chair.
Yeah, totally.
But sometimes it is a monster.
Concepts in this conversation. This is a win.
Well, glad that we're able to, I
love learning stuff. Are you kidding? Pareidolia, and then I already forgot the French word though.
L'appel du vide.
L'appel du vide, yes, of course. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, like this, like I said, this being your first horror film. Now, are horror films something that you enjoy watching, or are you just like, I'm not a huge fan? Because some of the folks like Jameson was saying that he had never really wanted to even make a horror film, never watched one, and Adam kind of got him into all the Carpenter films and stuff like that, and he's apparently a huge Evil Dead fan now. Are you the same way, or are you like, no, I love horror films, I just never got a chance to act in one?
I'm the first person to cover my eyes in a scary movie. Like, no. Like I watch everything like this. I'm like, no, so I have never been a big horror fan, because I'm scared. I get scared really easily. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger and people were watching all these like it was a thing, you know, and it still is a thing to go and watch horror films, I was just like, hard pass. So, I don't see that many.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's why they make chocolate and vanilla. Like, not everybody. There's nothing that's universally approved of. Yeah, I get you. So, what are the types of things that?
Like for me, it's like I can watch like The Shining, right?
Okay.
Like psychological, but the things I don't like are like the splatter theater sort of, you know,
the over the top gore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So something like The Thing or you know, Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, no.
But like
No.
Silence of the Lambs would be more up your alley.
Yeah. Like I love that kind of stuff. So that would be like psychological thrillers as opposed to splatter. Yeah, gory stuff. I can't do the gore.
Yeah,
I think that's
the same here. I'm right there with you. It's
Oh, good.
yeah, I will partake of all the meats of our cultural stew. But yeah, I think that makes sense, especially because thinking of your role in this, like, you know, it's definitely like that type of, I compared it to, you know, and I'm totally blanking on her name from The Exorcist, the mom. Oh my God.
Not Linda Blair.
No, not Linda Blair.
We can find that out easily.
Yeah, let me quickly look that up. But yeah, you were kind of like actually the mom and and Linda Blair at the same Ellen Burstyn, because you were the one that was not only, you know, first affected by these malevolent forces, but you were also the one that was like kind of curious and naive and inviting them in at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I thought that was a very cool duality. Like that's where I was thinking of your character, both Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair.
Yeah, she has no idea what's coming, and then she becomes totally infected, really, by this, you know, demon thing.
That's definitely a good word for it. Infected.
Yeah. It really went into her, like it got into her. It sort of, and Jameson and I talked about that. I was like, "Am I possessed?" And he was like, "Not really. It's not like he didn't. They always turned away from anything that was, that they didn't want anything to be predictable or, you know, like, something you could guess. They were really working hard to not do that. So yeah, he didn't want it to be a possession, but infected is actually more accurate.
Yeah, because if you break it down and look at it like a sickness, you know, she has these different symptoms as she gets progressively worse, as the infection is kind of working its way through her. You know, like first it's, you know, this compulsion to figure out what's in the book, and then it's, you know, the self-harm, and then it's, you know, seeing things, and it's, you know, the almost catatonic way you stand at the window and just stare out at nothing.
Yeah, I was like when I read that, I was like begging Jameson to do that shot, because I was like, there was nothing creepier to me than like driving it up to a suburban house and just seeing someone standing in an upstairs window seemingly by themselves, screaming, and you can't hear anything. Like you can't hear them screaming. So yeah, we were both like working on that one together. We're like, this looks so cool.
Yeah, like that was one of my favorite shots of the film.
Yeah, I liked that. But the weird thing was I couldn't really scream because we couldn't freak out the neighbors. They're like, you're gonna scream, but you're not gonna scream. Don't scream. Like, just don't scream at all. Okay. You know what? The cops coming. Oh, the joys of indie filmmaking.
Or do you? Because see, that would have been some great free advertising.
Yeah. Exactly.
Police called to set of independent film.
Oh yeah, good publicity, right?
Yeah, and free.
Free publicity, yeah. But it was such an independent film that I don't think they wanted to pay for any fines or things like that.
That's true.
that could be a problem.
Yeah.
I know we are running on time. Amy, I want to thank you so much for joining us this fine evening. I've been a fan of yours since Third Watch, and especially Blue Bloods. And I just found out you're on a new show, FBI Most Wanted. So I need to add that to my. I got rid of cable, so I just got CBS All Access, or it's Paramount Plus now. Yeah, so
Cool.
I'll definitely check that out. So you're in season 2, or were you in season 1? And what else do you have coming up?
Season 2. And I have done 2 episodes. She's a recurring character who's a bounty hunter, which I think I dreamt that character up, because I was like, I want to play a cop, but not a typical cop. I would want to play someone who's like hunting, and I'm like, they call me and they're like, do you want to play a bounty hunter on FBI Most Wanted? And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
And she worships at the altar of Dolly Parton. I was like, am I dreaming? Is this a dream? Like, she lives there like this. So she's really rough and tumble kind of character. So I was like, I'm all in.
Very cool. Yeah, I just saw a trailer, and I definitely need to start watching that with my wife. We need, a good influx of new, procedural, police type shows. I know there's a new Law and Order as well, so I'll definitely check that out. So, Amy, they gave
yes, there's a spinoff with Chris Maloney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Organized crime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I did the 4th incarnation of Law and Order, Trial by Jury.
Oh, wow.
Sadly, we were canceled after a season. But it was really good. It was written really well. If you like those shows, that was a really, really good one.
Yeah. We love Law and Order. We started watching SVU from like season 1, and
wow.
It's crazy how long it's still going now. It's just insane.
I did a character on that early on too. That was one of my favorite characters. Yeah. Good old Patty Andrews from Queens.
Nice. I'll look for you when we get to it. So where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
I mostly like Instagram, Twitter, and I have a Facebook page too. So.
Okay. And I believe you have your website, amycarlson.com.
Yes, that is my website.
Awesome. So
I have a webmaster who's helping me out, and we're actually in the process of kind of revamping it as websites go. And so it's been really a fun thing. Shout out to Sabrina for all her hard work. Mwah!
Sweet. I got all the links in the show notes down below or above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. Amy, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And,
thanks for having me.
Thank you. And Patsy, where do you like people interacting with you?
Best places are, the Facebook groups, Throwdown Thursday podcast, and the Loudest Sports Show. And remember, we still have a couple days left for the Bill Belichick helmet to benefit the pediatric cancer. So make sure you get in there and get your spots. You can win you'll either win a Bill Belichick helmet, or if you come in second, you'll get a Magic Johnson signed basketball. So,
wow.
2 great prizes, and you're supporting an amazing cause. And you folks have already helped us sponsor the Strong-Willed Teams Wilms Bros and the Pan Mass Challenge. So we're very happy that everybody contributed to that. So thank you so much. And that's the best place right now.
Very cool. Yeah, I bought my tickets the other day, and with my luck, I know I'll never win. So
you never know.
Yeah, but for me, just Google Leo Pond. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which. But more importantly, follow these awesome people. Check out No Fear out on VOD, and I believe physical media as well. But there's links in the show notes where you can check it out. And I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. Over 30 shows on the network. Lots of awesome stuff. Awesome content all the time. And with that, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.